Chicago Bears Post and Matt Eberflus, and they are laying out the plan for Justin Fields and the Bears' futures. What we gonna take away from it? Y'all know we gonna talk about it, break it down right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Chicago Bears Central. Got Big Bro with me, Big Kev and Stevo. Lots of things to talk about. Make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, a lot of things to take away from this press conference, fellas. How y'all feeling about it? Let me hear from Big Kev first.
I mean, they saying all the right stuff. Let's just say that they did the right thing first and foremost. Firing Getty was just you had no choice but to fire this dude. They didn't call no slant plays all season. Didn't use the middle of the field on offense all season. Didn't utilize Justin Fields' strengths, which I heard both Poles and Eberflus talk about. That's part of the reason why Getty had to go, because he wasn't using his personnel properly. And I feel like, hey, it would be great to have some of the players talking in this press conference too, because I know they got a lot to say as well. So yeah, I like what they had to say, but they ain't really, Eberflus don't ever really say much.
For sure. Steve-O.
Man, I was sitting here. I've been in the Twitter spaces. We've been talking about it all day, and then we just sit here, and they were just like dagger, dagger, dagger. I mean, this motherfucker cracking up like, bro, these motherfuckers is talking today.
I like it.
Like, for one, it was funny to me because Flus kind of showed his hand. He kind of showed their hand a little bit, let it slip out his mouth a little bit. But but this what I want. I want you to tell us the truth. I really want to be like, am I crazy? Was we watching the same thing here? And that's the same thing. Majority everybody's saying that the offense was a main problem, and they got rid of everybody except Simo. And from me, I didn't say it out. I didn't say it to y'all. I didn't say it on Twitter. I didn't say it to nobody. I just said internally. Once I said Simo here, it's a good chance Justin might be here. And then Flus go come out and say, well, we're growing. He's been growing. We like the way he's been growing, so he's probably gonna grow with this team too. I said, did he just say? I said to the live. I said, did he just say what I think he just said?
He definitely said what he think we said.
I was like, yep, there you go. And I said that's why Ryan Post decided to delete his Twitter, because he already knew the firestorm he was about to start. But
definitely,
it is what it is. He talked what he said. He knew what he meant. You can't say that he didn't take the time, because they said they was with meetings. Clearly, they was in a meeting for 2 days, because that's what it was. And he said what he said. The key thing I want him to say that he came out, he says, I quote, a good offensive play caller knows how to adapt and adjust to the scheme of their quarterback throughout the season. Drop the mic.
Man. And it was good to see Matt Eberflus take some accountability. I respect that. Some of the things is they were honest with us. You know what I'm saying? They didn't BS us for the most part. Obviously, you can't completely crap on other, coaches and things like that, and you got to remain professional. So I got to give it up to him. But I think if we all take the emotion out of it, y'all, take the emotion out of it and think about the season in totality. Y'all know Matt Eberflus deserve a chance, and I'm telling that to myself too. Like, he deserve a chance, because what we've seen from Pose is that he's a calculated decision maker. He's calculated. He's done. He had his misses, and he talked about that. I had my misses, but I got the trust of the people that's above me to keep taking shots. So we just gotta wait to see what happens. Look, I ain't 100% confident right now in his coach, but he deserves his chance, and we're going to rock with him, and he got to get it right.
I'll say this. I'm confident in him defensively. He turned the Bears into a top 10, top 5 defense in certain categories. They got more takeaways. When they got Montez Sweat, that changed the way the defensive line looked. That secondary's legit. Number one priority should be re-signing Jalen Johnson, making sure that he is a Chicago Bear next season.
Facts.
So for Eberflus, from the second, he basically from after the Denver game forward, that defense was top notch.
Yeah,
and then the first half of that Denver game, they were top notch too. Like, Go ahead.
And he pretty much said Jalen Johnson ain't going nowhere. But go ahead, Steve-O.
It's just with the flu situation. Like I really have to step back and really think to myself, like I can't sit here and give all this grace to Justin and not give it to Flus because at the
That's the
same
same
thing,
way I was thinking, bro.
because for real, like we can't. At the same thing with the Tom Brady's being said, everything is just so fast. They done adopted this 3-year rule. Everything got to be so fast. And what we grew up on and the type of football we grew up on, it took time. It took time to become a first time coach because there's a lot of time people that we've seen in recent years that was first time coach. Yeah, they struggled a little bit, but they eventually got it together when you gave them time and you gave them weapons. That's the
Right,
thing. We sat there and crucified this man for one. He had a whole different thought process on when he got this job. He said, I'm gonna be the CEO. I'm not even gonna play call. He had to end up play calling because of what he said. I didn't do my best as I job I could to get the right staff together. So now it's up to you to get the staff right. And once you get the staff right, you could probably see the thing. Because
bro.
I told you, I
That
remember I told you, Bobby. I think it was right after that Minnesota win. I was like, I don't know, he ain't lost his locker room, bro. Like he
yeah,
that's one thing. He hasn't lost the locker room. And
facts.
you can look at from like the Atlanta situation. We weren't sitting there, hey, Justin called this play because the team said we wanted to do it.
Right.
That's signs that a team don't respect your
Yep.
coach. This team
Yep.
clearly respect Flus.
Yep. And you had your moment this morning. I had my moment last night watching Caleb Williams against Notre Dame. He was bad in that game, but some of the same reasons we said Justin Fields was bad in that Packers game, there was some of the same reasons Caleb Williams was bad in that Notre Dame game. And a lot of it was contributed to dumb early snap penalties by offensive linemen, and Notre Dame just whooped them all game. That's the same thing we be saying about Justin Fields, bro.
And the
It's
thing
the
is, though,
same thing.
we saw growth from Justin Fields this season though. Like, and minus the 3.5 games that he missed, um, it just feels like people are just ignoring that. The fact that he was injured for pivotal moments throughout the season, that his numbers would be higher, that the DJ Moore would be in the Pro Bowl had he had Justin Fields those 4 games that Tyson Bagent was out there. So you saw growth from him, and we saw growth from Eberflus, at least from a head coach perspective of making sure that the defense was ready to go out there and do what they were supposed to do. The only person that we saw standing still or even taking steps back was Luke Getzey. Because
And
the game,
For
the
real.
whole offensive staff, you got to say the
yeah,
whole offense.
yeah.
For
I
real.
mean, the running backs coach, I was kind of shocked that they got rid of the running backs coach, but it makes sense because they kept
But you got to
not playing.
remember, hold
They
on,
kept
Kev. You
leaving
remember,
Deontay Foreman out. But go ahead.
you remember the original was let go early in the season because of HR
Yep.
reasons. You
Oh
remember?
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
That.
forgot
Yeah.
I forgot about all the people that got fired during the year or had to leave during the year. It was such
Man.
a crazy year. It was such a crazy year. But besides the running game, man, it just didn't look like Luke Getz, and just the play calling period. He was a quarterbacks coach in Green Bay, and he showed why he should not be the offensive coordinator by coming here and just stinking up the place, especially after games where he called good games. It's like he called
It's
a good
crazy.
game and was like, let me go back to what I was doing 3 weeks ago instead of what worked last week. We were screaming 12 personnel all season. We were screaming, please operate under center all season.
Bruh.
And this man kept saying, hey, let's go get a 3rd and 1 out of shotgun.
And
Let's
you
run a
even
jet
had
sweep.
Justin Fields. Wow.
You
The
feel me?
real.
He
So
can't get
And
the
you
play. Like,
got
it was
DJ
just
Moore.
bad. Right. And DJ
yep.
Moore as well. So, like, even in the Green Bay game, which I didn't watch because, I just didn't want to see the Bears lose and I was busy, but I didn't go back and rewatch it. But from what I saw, like DJ Moore only having 64 yards, one of those was like a 37-yard play. It's like, come on, bro. That made no sense. And the
Hey,
fact that
Kev.
they only had 3 field goals, but go ahead.
No, I just said when you do watch it, I want you to watch the first Green Bay game first. I ain't gonna tell you no reason. I ain't gonna tell you nothing. I just want you to watch the first game and then watch the second one,
Mm-hmm.
and and tell me what you think.
I'm
But go
pretty sure
ahead.
it's the
It's
same. It's the
ridiculous.
same thing. I'm pretty sure they ran the same scheme that they ran in the first game, way back in week 1, all the way to week
Yeah, it
18.
wasn't much different.
No adjustment, no growth. So I don't even got to watch it to know that Getsy didn't have a game plan. And it sucks to see Green Bay having a young quarterback out there and a team that builds a game plan around him so that he can succeed. And now we got to live with the fact that he made the playoffs in the first year. Oh, he had 300-yard
I'm
passing
so
yards games. Yada
How
yada
should
how
yada.
Go ahead, Bobby. I'm gonna shut up. What?
Hold on. First of all, I know this is not Bears related, but Nick Saban is retiring.
Oh wow. For
Wow.
real? Let me see this.
Adam Schefter just reported it.
Jeez.
That is
That's
crazy. Never
absolutely
expected to hear
nuts.
that. Kind of
Man.
did though, because he's not a big fan of NIL. He's not a big fan, and that's
Yeah,
what's taking
cause now he don't got
Tired
the
of this
upper
fucking
hand.
shit.
Now he ain't got the upper hand. Now he can't just
Tired.
have
yeah,
all the
but
5-star athletes coming to Alabama and they paying them under the table. Now it's on the up and up, my guy. It's
I'm
over
yeah,
tired of
with.
this
so
fucking shit.
Same
These
thing with
fucking
Duke.
title ass kids, they're not playing hard. This fucking NIL's ruling the fucking thing. I'm
Same
out of
thing
here.
happened with Duke. That boy, Coach K said, "Oh, we
all
can't
right,
keep
y'all, let's bring
paying
it back
players. Let's get
in.
up out of here."
All right, let's bring it back in,
But like,
fellas. But I
but like
wanna
what Coach T said. Step one, get your ass out of here. Go ahead, Bobby.
I would say that I hope that they when it comes down to the coordinator search that they really do their homework this time, because I believe it's a lot of good candidates, like a lot of good candidates out there. You know what I'm saying? And one of my guys that I was really high on, Shane Waldron with the Seattle Seahawks, he's available unless the move of Pete Carroll moving upstairs allows him to move in as head coach or something like that. I don't know. That's just me speculating, but he's a guy that I like. I
I will
don't know. All
also
right,
say
y'all looking at early at any of those?
the main person I'm looking at right now, and it's really just because they in house is SEMO. Them keeping the SEMO was a big thing for me, and that was really a big
Mhm.
thing because, like you said, you pointed it out a couple games ago. You see him talking to you see Justin talking to SEMO more than you see him talking to Getsy,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
and that's just what it is. So I don't know if he will be the new OC, but I do
Mm.
believe he might be either
He
somebody
promoted.
they're thinking about it. They either thinking about making him OC, or he's going to be somebody to help them make that decision.
Okay.
I like, of course, the guy out of Seattle, but if Kellen Moore becomes available, let's holler at him too. Out of San
I ain't,
Diego, well,
I,
the
I'm a
Chargers.
I'm a shout out Coach T because he made me think about it. Matt LaFleur's brother. He runs a similar style offense. So I
Yeah.
think we should look at him as well.
Or I know another name that was out there was one not Clint Kubiak. Is it Clint Kubiak? It's one of the Kubiaks. But I know them boys, they know how to coach. I wouldn't be too mad at that for sure. What are y'all thoughts on Pose pretty much coming out and saying that Jalen Johnson ain't going nowhere?
That's what he need to say. Like, period. Like and honestly, that's part of the reason the Bears lost the Green Bay game is because Jalen Johnson wasn't out there. I mean, that changed
Facts.
the whole defensive scheme. So,
Yeah, you
like,
can't press like that.
exactly, it changed the whole scheme. The Green Bay was celebrating in the locker room, like, "Oh, we going to the playoffs." As soon as they saw that Jalen Johnson wasn't playing, they knew that they were going to win that game. So they need him out there, man. He's a stalwart on defense. He sets the tone. He could have had 3 or 4 more picks than he had this year. Teams didn't even throw to his side 90% of the time. So you gotta bring him back, and that you absolutely need to say that so his camp can hear that publicly.
You absolutely have to say that. Steve, what you think about the whole thing?
It's so many ways. Like I think for one, he earned it. Like the main thing we wanted to see for him to earn that money was can you get the ball and can you turn over the ball? And when we seen he put his mind towards it, he looked in the film room and he adjusted. He was getting picks. And of course he added Montez Sweat to help with that D line, and that's also a big reason why
Yep.
it caused so many turnovers. So like it just go hand to hand with everything he's doing. He got the cornerstone, one of the cornerstones for the edge rushes and Sweat. So you got to get that. You got to lock down that cornerstone. The man 24,
Mm-hmm.
so you got to
Mhm.
lock him down. At the
Right.
end of the day, he earned it, in my opinion. Pay the man.
For sure. For sure. Hey, Steve, I want to come to you first on this one. These people say it's a lot of people with the talk now, and I gotta hear from you though on this. How would you feel if Frank Wright was your OC?
Uh, Frank Reich not a bad OC. He just not. But it just because I'm also say this. Just because they said what they said about Justin, they can still change their mind. They can still end up picking whatever
Yeah.
quarterback they want. It's
Yeah.
all about what staff you gonna put together and what they're gonna build around it, who
Yeah.
they're gonna want. and who they feel like they can do. So it's all up. If you're going to go
I
into it,
think
like you said, it sounds like you with Justin. Go find somebody that's going to work around Justin what his skill set is and help him build him along to the caliber of quarterback that you want him to be. Then you could do it that way.
Because
So,
the reality
I
is,
will
Stevo.
say before y'all let y'all go, I will say
Mhm.
he has to be the OC has to be a vet.
Yes,
yes,
he has to be a vet.
yes.
And the last point is, bro, I lost it. Go ahead, Kev. I
No,
lost
that's,
it.
I was just gonna agree with Stevo, man. You know, you gotta have somebody that's gonna be in the film room, on the text messages, in
I'm
the
a
text thread, constantly in communication with Justin Fields. Justin Fields and whoever this new OC is gonna be are gonna have to be completely inseparable, especially with this being, I think, would be Justin Fields' third offensive coordinator in 4 or 5 years, right?
yes, 4 years.
So yeah, like so it's gonna be an adjustment for Justin Fields. However, if he can have input on what he wants the offense to look like, I think that'll go a long way for next season.
I remember what I was gonna say now. I said I was about to say the OC hire is gonna should tell us more. It's gonna tell us a lot. Because I know one thing, if they like, I don't think they're gonna do it, or it could be.
Right.
But if they went and hired Greg Roman, I say, oh yeah, he back for real. He back Justin back for
I
real.
ain't gonna lie. I
But
did some more research on Greg
I
Roman.
was
I'm
gonna,
against Greg. I'm
huh?
against Greg now. Honestly, I'm a little against Greg now.
That's what I told C Dub earlier. Man, I had a conversation. I said I like his run style, but regardless of all the injuries that was going on in Baltimore, the person that only really ate during his system was the tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
Cause
that's
Shay
what
Taylor
put a
saying,
little.
how about Michael Vick or Donovan McNabb for quarterback coach?
They want to be coaches.
I don't know.
Hey,
Roland said
Chase,
bring in
hey,
Peanut Tillman.
that man Chase Daniel. Soon as the the OC they just the Lou Gessie news dropped. He said I'm available.
Yeah, you gonna stay available.
Oh,
Hey,
for real?
I would bring in Chase as a QB coach though.
I don't know
Yeah.
about no offensive coordinator though. That's all I'm saying.
I ain't.
Nah,
Why
he didn't
not?
want. He said,
Cause he
I
rookie.
ain't saying right now,
I'm
I
about to
can
say
say,
because he a rookie.
but it's
I thought we
different.
wanted a vet.
But it's different
yeah,
between
quarterback.
I accept rookies that played.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
just me. I
And he was a
accept rookies that
quarterback for
play
over a decade
for
in the league.
14 years. And
So
two of the main offenses that was most potent he was with was with Sean Payton and Andy Reid.
yeah,
So he knows some offenses.
Who's
yes,
Greg
sir.
Roman?
That's the
Greg Roman is
offensive
the
coordinator who was with Baltimore last year before they got
the,
the new
Oh yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Cole Kmet gonna be an all pro if he
Oh,
comes
bro, he gonna
for sure.
I don't need
he
that.
gonna be
I like the new dude they got because not only are
yeah.
they running similar things that Greg Roman do, he builds it. Throughout the season he slowly implicated certain plays to build up the throwing of Lamar Jackson, and that's what we need. We don't need you just focus on okay, we're a run heavy team, so that's what we're gonna get. You could build a quarterback up while doing that. You just gotta build them up as the week go by. But yeah, the OC most definitely is going to tell us everything we need to know about if we get a quarterback or if we keep adjusting. But
For
as
sure.
of now, as today, if I had to make a bet, it look like we keeping JF1.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what it sounds like. And look, I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? We just got to make sure that infrastructure is built correctly. Get a guy in there that's really, really good, man. For real, because you're gonna have to take care of him. And I believe your defense is gonna be able to do what they did this past season. Keep you in games, but you need a competent guy at the helm calling the plays that know how to structure the plays correctly, especially when you're trying to get some momentum. Because how in both times that you play the Packers, the wheels completely fall off in the second half, damn near at the same exact time.
Mm-hmm.
So Tony said, "Do I want Brandon Johnson as the Eagles? Do you see
No,
what the fuck going on over there?
I'm good.
They been getting whooped by bottom feeders too,
I'm
man.
good.
By bottom
I
feeders.
am good.
I'm good. Do we not just see what Arizona did to him? That's funny.
Yes, sir.
For
Now,
real.
now, what do you guys think? After obviously hiring a new OC and all of that with the draft, Poles, he's sitting on a gold mine yet again. And I think that's part of the reason why they felt they needed to do what they had to do, because they talked about it in this presser about having an opportunity to move, to grow the team through the draft. What
Yeah.
are you guys thinking is coming up in the draft?
I
I'm
think
not.
that.
Go ahead.
Oh no, you go first.
I'm not shocked. Like, if you, that's the pedigree he came from. So I always knew, like, even though he did say it towards the end of the presser, Post did, he's like, hey, the number one pick is pretty much for sale. Like, he knows, like, he even said it because when the dude asked him about CJ Stroud, he was like, I felt like Darnell Mooney and DJ in the first round pick that we got this year was way worth it more than the CJ Stroud. And that's just how he's built. So he's always said he's going to build through the draft. And if you really think about it, looking at it now, we only got like 6 picks. So you could get a ton more. We don't have no second round picks. He loves second round picks, and he loves mid round picks. So he's gonna look more for that. And when you looking at like some of the rumors out here for this first round pick, is 3 firsts and maybe 2 seconds along with it.
Oh yeah, we eating.
It's
Speaking
hard
of Mooney,
yeah.
Speaking of Mooney, you think the Bears can move on from him and pick up maybe like a Mike Evans or another veteran wide receiver that's out there?
I
I don't think he leaving now.
Yeah, we drafting a wide receiver.
I say draft.
You don't think Evans is gonna be available? Ain't he coming off of his contract?
It's the money.
Yeah.
It's the money you're gonna have to pay him.
I don't think it's gonna interest Ryan Poles.
Yeah.
DJ Moore contract is too good. It's too good of a contract, and he's saving money. You're gonna have to pay Mike Evans. Yeah, no.
And with the potential of getting Mike type numbers from a rookie with potential Marv Evans or a Rome, that's what you go draft that instead of getting that. And he 30.
Yeah, and we ain't trying to pay him that. So, man. But it was good though. Anybody got anything left that they want to present? That they
about time. Getsy was supposed to be fired during the season.
Facts. We probably would have been in the playoffs.
Listen, he was supposed to.
The Steelers in the playoffs after firing their offensive coordinator.
You feel me?
The Bills in the playoffs after firing their offensive coordinator. Come on,
you feel me, bro? And the same thing with Baltimore. They in the playoffs after firing their offensive coordinator.
Yo,
so,
bro.
Like, it's just one of them things, man. It's crazy to think that every team in the NFL was firing people all season. The Bears was scandaling people out of the locker room, and then they fired people after the end of the season. And then they didn't even want to do it on Monday. They're like, we gonna make them wait. So I'm glad they finally did it. That's all I'm saying.
You funny, bro. Stevo, you got anything left?
I told y'all motherfuckers. That's all I gotta say. Don't ever question me if I know football, goddammit.
We try to tell them all the time. We try to tell them all the time. We know what we talking about. We ain't always got to be right, but we know. We know some stuff. That's why we the number 1 spot for Chicago Bears. Well, that's it from us today, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all tune in. If you Bulls fans, you watching tonight, we over here on Shy Bulls podcast, and then Hayes will be live on Chicago Bulls Central. So make sure you tune in. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to call in and leave your take on this presser that just happened and took place not too long ago. Call in 773-242-9336, and we shall see what happens. But y'all already know, Chi-Town up and bear down, baby.
Yes, sir.